And welcome back, folks, to Under the Lights presented by Danimals Baseball. I am Mr. Coach, joined today by two co-hosts, Landon Higa and Brandon Roberts, sitting there in the second shot. And to my side, Chief Media Officer, Officer of all things Danimals Baseball, and my good friend, Jarin Kobashigawa, who is actually a co-host on this podcast, but I think we're going to make this show about him. It's his episode. Last week was my episode. But now I'm politely handing it off to him.
Absolutely. And by the way, director of all things content is fine as a title. And we'll just leave it at that, Something very humble. I like that. Director of all things Danimals Baseball. Content related.
I think that
kind of a mouthful.
This is the content team podcast. This is
quite a bit of the content team. We are missing, I think, Emerson Lau from the content team, intern Devin.
Yeah,
Who else we got?
By the way, should we tell the fans about intern Devin?
Yeah, we have an intern.
Yeah, Danimals. Yeah.
Devin, go get me a coffee.
we joke around, but
Extra white
Devin
girl.
Shimabukuro is joining the Danimals content team. He's going to be managing and doing all the content for the pink team this summer. So I'll mostly stick to the blue team, but we have an intern that's going to be, he has his own drone. So he came out with that spring second practice video, if you guys saw that.
He said his videos are better than Jaja's.
He did.
Ooh, controversy.
Oh. All right, well,
Challenge.
We'll have some
Danimals
rivalry.
Edition.
Yeah, let's have some
I will
rivalry.
say that Jarin put out quite the banger intro video to Danimals Summer 2022 Baseball. If you haven't seen that, go ahead, head over to our YouTube and Instagram to check that out. What a masterful piece of work that you've produced. Also, shouts out to Landon Higa for being the narrator.
Thank you.
We did do some vocal coaching during that time where we recorded over the highlight tape. So that was pretty
Took
fun.
a little warming up, getting used to, but I think after you got a rhythm, it went pretty smoothly. Smoother than I thought it would go, if I'm being honest.
I think you're in the wrong line of work right now. You're an engineer, but I think the voice actor / media man is calling your name.
PA announcer, maybe.
Yeah, PA announcer.
Yeah.
He did really well after you coached them up. I know we wish you sort of had this on video, but Ryan was yelling at Landon to say it with more enthusiasm, and then at the slower, more emotional part, say it with more, like smoothly and calmly. So Ryan was a big help there, and he lives up to the Misa coach name, if that,
Yeah, absolutely. Like once I understood the vibe that we were trying to capture, and then Ryan kind of like set the emotional
two
level.
content teams, two rosters, because we do it for our fans.
Yeah, so I can do
Chills.
some voiceover,
Chills
some
all
PA.
over my body.
On today's episode of Under the Lights, presented by Danimals Baseball, it's Jarin Kobashigawa.
Felipe Ohastro.
Do you remember the game at Hans when he was
Yes.
for Lanson?
That's
Number
why we
24.
thought of him.
Lanson Yamamoto.
We had him in mind ever since that game.
Can we
Like,
post
for
that clip somehow?
I think I have it.
Yes.
We'll look for it.
It was when he was mic'd up, so that's when we heard it.
It's in Ryan's mic'd up.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I don't want to take too much of the limelight away from the main focus of today's podcast, which is Jaja, who looks like Cyclops. Shouts out to my Oakley obsession because these are my shade. But, Jarin, unfortunately, will be on the IL this year. An unfortunate injury sustained by Jarin. He's in a boot. Broken right ankle, had surgery a few weeks ago.
Yes.
And in the recovery phase, still on crutches. We're not yet walking. He's getting Ubered everywhere, chauffeured everywhere. You drinking yet?
I'm off the pills, so I'm able to consume an alcoholic beverage here or there.
What a consolation to the whole situation. All things considered, at least I can have a beer. Go over to Growlers, a quick shout out. But I want to go around the room and just kind of, in your best story, explain to the folks listening what might have happened to Jarin.
All right.
Give us your best story. Make up a story for how Jarin injured his ankle, and then we'll kind of get to the bottom of it with the true story,
Which is actually pretty hilarious.
which is actually pretty hilarious in and of itself. But go ahead, Landon.
All right. So as we know, Jarin, besides being chief media officer for Danimals, he is also a media team member for ESPN Honolulu.
What's your title there?
The director of all things ESPN. No. It's I think it's just digital media specialist. I'm just yeah.
So Darren takes pictures, takes videos for sports all over Hawaii, high school, college, whatever. So in my cool story, Jaren's at a football game. There's a screen pass. There's blockers in front, and this guy just takes off down the sideline. Jaren's got the camera on one of those cool stabilizer things, and he's just booking it along the sideline. Jaren's got some wheels, right? So he's kind of keeping up, not quite, but he's close enough to get the shot.
I love this.
And then he just eats one. Cheerleader's foot just sticks out after she does the splits, and he just eats one, snaps the ankle, but his presence of mind, he holds that camera, he grabs the shot, and it's just the guy running down the sideline, crossing it right before he hits the ground. And then he takes a shot, and then he just rolls over in pain.
Wow.
We promise Landon is on no foreign substances prior to this explanation. That was just from his mind.
Yeah,
That might as well.
That might as well have actually happened
I don't
because
know.
that is so detailed.
how do I top that?
Go for it. It can be stupid. Like, it doesn't have to be like to the degree of Landon's
Make it sound
insanity.
cool. It
Did you
reminded me
dream
of
that last night or something?
Maybe.
It reminded me of like you see like guys like holding their beer up and they fall, but the beer stays up.
Exactly. I'll just say I've had my fair share of injuries, so you kind of think about things like how could this have been cool? Because it wasn't.
Thanks for opening the door for that because I don't think we highlighted that enough in your episode. So I'm going to dig into that.
It's been highlighted.
I'm going to dig into that here in a little bit
It's about Jarin.
after we wrap up on Jaren's stories.
Yeah,
Brandon, what you got?
When
So
he
Jarin was actually at Ice Palace. He was training for the Winter Olympics. He's going to be a photographer / videographer for the Winter Olympics.
On the ice?
Yeah, on the ice, like something new. It's 2022, so they're trying to do like new things, get people involved. So he was on the ice trying to do the same exact move, trying to balance on one leg, and the skate just gave out. And
It was like
so-
have you watched, what's that movie with Will Ferrell?
Blades of
and-
Glory.
Blades of Glory?
Yeah.
Blades of Glory, they were trying to pull off that ridiculous stunt, and then Jarin just fractured his ankle.
They just dropped Jaja instead.
Yeah.
But he was like being held up with the camera, so think about that.
So you're being held up by the crotch
Yeah.
by your partner, and then he
Like a
dropped
puppet?
you.
So he
Like
took
a
like a solid 8 to 10 feet fall,
And then he dropped
just
you
snapped
and
his
you
ankle.
posed.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what happened. Not the football thing.
All right. Well, if you guys are fans of the show, and this will seem like a pretty similar story, Jarin was running around my uncle's house with a toy where my brother pissed on the floor and slipped. Jarin slipped on my brother's piss and fractured his ankle. Is what I got.
Jason still has that bladder problem. It
Jason.
started when he was young. It still to this day. Even when I come around the house, I see puddles of pee.
Definitely not
What are you
the
gonna
dog.
do? He's got 2 of us on his hit list, man.
Better watch out, guys. Jason's bladder is coming for you.
And that will do it for Under the Lights podcast by the Danimals Baseball.
Jarin, what actually happened, my friend?
So
Or should I tell the story? How about you tell the story and I'll give you my perspective?
Yeah, we can get 2 angles.
Sure. So Ryan had the pleasure of being there for that spectacle. I was filling in at a softball game for my father, who was taking a company team up to play in Cincinnati. And he prefaced this multiple times before the game, a game that you don't want to get injured in. And if we can leave the field with no injuries, we'll call it a success. And on the first play of the game, I'm in left field. I was told to back up because the guy had some power. And he hits a ball that is in front of me. And I know I can get it if I try just a little harder. So I give it a little extra juice. I roll my right ankle, and the ball hits me right in the chest. So 2 things, right? I didn't make the play, and then I broke my ankle. So debatable which one is worse, because it was a routine fly ball that I definitely should have had.
Hey guys, it's not funny.
We're gonna dig into yours here soon.
You're a
so,
baseball player.
So I can't talk
So
too
I-
much shit. I don't think it's that funny.
Jarin mentioned that I had the pleasure of being there as well. We're at Kahala Field, and I'm playing left center, so I've got like the front row seat to this whole thing. Literally the first pitch of the game, balls hit to left field. Jarin goes from dirt to grass, where I think that's probably where you rolled your ankle.
Yeah.
But he kind of buckles, and it looks like he trips. It doesn't really look like he buckled his ankle. And then as he's falling forward, the ball hits him right in the chest. And I let out the loudest laugh, and I felt so bad because was just laughing at him. And then I went over to grab the ball because it was rolling back into the infield. And I was laughing at him, threw the ball back in, turned around, and go, "Oh, he hasn't gotten up yet."
Bro, was he Peter Griffining?
Wait,
No.
you didn't tell me it was Kahala Park.
It was Kahala Park.
I've seen multiple broken ankles at Kahala
Yeah.
Park.
So I go over there, and he goes,
Grass monsters.
It's broken. It's broken. And I'm like, you're being dramatic. but whatever. I was like, I can't even walk. I won't walk on it. And then I get up, and I'm like helping him off the field. I'm like, no, this is dramatic for a sprained ankle. He's like not even putting any weight on it, right? We put him down next to a bench, and somebody's got beer in an ice in a beer cooler. We put some ice on it, and then this chick just randomly comes out of her car with crutches because somebody there had crutches. And
knows the
then
drill.
your mom came to pick you up, and then a couple hours later you told me you had a fractured ankle.
Whew, that car ride home, that was quite the experience. I was getting a little lightheaded, so I was like, am I gonna pass out right now? And I was trying
You
so
would
hard
be
not
the
to.
guy to pass out from that injury too.
And to me, it was like, oh my god, I'm being a little pussy because I've had sprained ankles before, and it sort of felt the same. Just, I mean, the way that it twisted, it was different because usually I would roll it towards the outside, so it went inside.
Oh, God.
So that was the only concern, and I went home, iced it like I would any sprained ankle, and my dad was actually the one who was like, hey, maybe we should actually, take
an
you to see
X-ray.
someone. So
What was the first thing he asked or like told you after you broke your ankle? Like anything?
nice catch. No.
That's probably what I would have said.
Nice hands, feet.
I don't know. So I think it's hereditary. That's what it is, because my dad has had multiple broken ankles, sprained ankles. So he had a similar injury to me. So we went to the urgent care down my street, and we just made it in time. So they did the preliminary x-rays. They told me it was fractured. They gave me this boot, and I went home. A couple days later, I went to the Orthopedic Associates. If you guys want to sponsor us, please. We're Under the Lights, presented by Danimals Baseball. I know you guys are a sponsor of ESPN.
Jarin will
so
give you a lot of business.
We're not too much similar, but
Yeah, we got a bunch of past their athletic prime guys playing baseball, so you might get some more patience.
Exactly.
A lot of injuries.
They confirmed the fracture, and then they set me up for surgery. The doctor did tell me, this is important, that I had the same surgery as Tua Tagovailoa, which basically means we're the same caliber of athlete.
And you have the same fragile ankles.
Isn't there like a rumor that Alabama does a special ankle surgery?
Yeah.
Oh, a special one.
Yeah, like not all of them, but like, I don't know how to explain it, but they all have like a special ankle surgery.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I had a plate inserted with a couple of screws.
And he didn't get any prettier, folks.
Nope. But my ankle does look like a baseball now. So I'm gonna
What's
go with
unfortunate
that.
about that whole injury was we planned the trip to Maui to go. You were going to cover the Hawaii High School Athletic Association state tournament for baseball.
Yes.
In Maui, and that was literally the weekend before we took off. Had to have surgery Tuesday, and our flight was booked for Wednesday. So we missed you dearly on that trip to Maui. We did turn that into a friend's vacation. I hope you're not mad at us. But
We
yeah,
were thinking of you the whole time, Jack.
that was kind of a bummer. I was that of all things, broken ankle aside, that being the number one thing to be bummed out at, was missing you in Maui. But I'm glad that it's nothing more than what it is. We've got a little time frame for recovery. He'll be out for the summer season at least, and he'll probably try to work his way back in for the fall season. Is that right?
I sure hope so. I sure hope I'm at least able to do a slight jog by September or so. I know I'll be doing PT for the next 2 months or so. So
Yeah, well, We wish you the best on your recovery. We hope for a fast recovery. We can't wait to see you back on the field with Danimals Baseball, not only in a content-producing capacity, but also contributing to the baseball team as well, man. We're going to miss you for a bit.
The main concern is that the content doesn't take a hit. I'll still be at the games as much as possible. I just won't be running around. Or maybe we can grab a wagon and we'll have someone pull me
Use
around.
Lummy's wagon.
Yeah, we'll use Lummy's wagon.
And when he's not pitching, he can just drag you around.
There we go. Content
Lummy.
won't suffer.
You're hired.
Welcome to the content team, Lummy. Well, I do want to take this opportunity to also highlight a particular member of the Danimals media team and our co-host tonight for his history of lower leg injuries as well, because we did not capture this to the degree that it is necessary on the first podcast that we shot with Landon. Landon has had 2 torn ACL repairs in his life. The first one, I will tell the story, coming in the 2014 state championship game, Landon went up to give our teammate a chest bump, and he went crisscross applesauce, hands in your lap, went down for the count, and limped back into the dugout, where we thought it was just a little sprain, but turns out you tore your ACL.
Turf monsters.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And a few years later, I think at an intramural softball game,
In college.
there goes the other one. It wasn't even the same one.
Yeah,
it was the other knee.
other leg. Yeah.
Is that more common that...
No, I think it's probably more common to tear the same one.
Oh.
What's funny is in order to conduct an ACL repair, you need to graft a tendon or ligament from another part of your body. So you take the back of your knee, this little tendon called the gracilis tendon.
Right.
Lennon has no more to use. He's all out of options now.
Uh-oh.
It's okay. You don't need those.
You don't need them, but talk us through your experience with maybe the first one, which I think is the more hilarious story of chest bump to, pure elation to pure pain. Sorry to bring this up, by the way.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not.
No, you're not.
I'm not.
You're absolutely not.
So not.
Don't feign sympathy. What are you lying to the listeners' faces right now? Anyway, I mean, yeah, it was. I remember the situation. It was a close game at that point. I think it was 1-0. We had bases loaded. I remember Michael was hitting. Shout out to you, Michael. He won player of the game that game too. But he rips a single up the middle. I think we scored 2, and Philip was the second run in. The only person that gets more excited than I did was Philip. He's a little bit bigger. So you're fucking excited, whatever. Yeah, fuck yeah. And then for some reason, let's do a chest bump. And then he chest bumped me a lot harder than I thought he would. So I got knocked back, and then I landed like flat footed. And then I felt like a crunch and a pop. And I was like, oh, and then it hurt a lot. And then that's when I sat down. I was like, that's not good. Stood up, limped back to the dugout. And then the whole time I was like, oh, something's not okay. But then
I didn't actually know that happened until after the game. What did you do for the rest of the game?
I was just just stretching it out, and then it was sore. It wasn't getting better. So then I asked the trainer, and then she was looking at it, but she said she couldn't really figure it out right then. It was whatever. So I just got ice. And then after we'd won, so we were busy celebrating and everything, and then it wasn't till the next day, and it was still really sore, and I was telling my parents okay, something's wrong, you gotta go to the doctor.
I want to take us back to the celebration, because after the last out is recorded, after Justin's throwaway at second base, right, there's a fly ball out to right field that I think Jed camps under.
I think Jed catches right center.
Right, the dugouts come running out to dogpile on the mound. And there comes Landon after the dog pile is kind of already in progress, kind of making his way out to the middle and then laying on top of everybody.
Not a lot of explosiveness to begin with, so imagine with no ACL in one leg.
Yeah, at least you weren't on the bottom of the pile.
Oh, yeah. That was the last one there, man.
So did you know that you tore your ACL at that point?
No, I mean, I didn't know I thought I'd sprint. I mean, I obviously hurt my knee really bad, but I was like, I don't know what's wrong with it.
This sounds like a mid-40s men's podcast reminiscing about
know,
all the
is it
times that I
broken
hurt
bones and
myself.
everything?
Which ACL hurt more when you tore it?
The right one for sure.
Is that the first one?
Yeah. The first time I tore it.
Sure, and
whatever.
after 2 torn ACLs, are you fearful of any lower leg injuries in your current playing career?
I don't think fearful is the right word. You can't live life like that. But
Oh,
I'm definitely
philosophical.
yeah. I mean, I'm definitely more like cautious. Like I'm not gonna go like balls to the wall. Like I'm not.
But we had I am Speed, I am Higa. Show it off.
Yeah, I'm holding back, dude. You didn't even know that.
I'm holding back. He's holding back. Look forward to 2022 where Landon Higa will lead the league in stolen bases. It's
not
My
happening.
words.
But whatever.
Well, I'm happy to wrap up this segment of We Are Old by going to a commercial break. You'll hear from some of our sponsors on the other side of the break. Stay tuned for more Jaja content. This is Under Lights presented by Danimals Baseball. Stay tuned. Growler Hawaii, Uncle Bill, Josh, Jake, Uncle Al, thank you for the support. From quality craft beverages, delicious cuisine to a quality ambiance, Growler Hawaii is the place to be for your 2 p.m. hangover relief. Experience the best quality American beer at our craft beer pub in Honolulu, located in Kapahulu near Waikiki Beach. It is a go-to place to sit back, relax, and enjoy handcrafted beer made to perfection. Thank you guys. Thank you, Uncle Bill, Uncle Al, Josh, and Jake. Welcome back from the break, folks. This is Under the Lights presented by Danimals Baseball, where we switch glasses and eyewear every segment. We are joined here by Mr. Landon Higa, Brandon Roberts, sporting the new Go Danimals arm sleeves that we'll be rocking this year. Stay tuned also for some nice Higa Hacks headbands that are on the way in. This is the Jarin Kobashigawa episode. Chief Media Officer Jarin, Jaja or Jar Jar, however you want to go about saying his name.
Misa Jar Jar.
But we are digging into who Jarin is. Jarin is our chief media officer, like I mentioned, does a lot of the content production for Danimals Baseball. If you've ever seen a Danimals Baseball video or photo, Jarin has a hand in that. He has, that was the wrong phrasing. Jarin has put his mark on.
Got his hands all over it.
On the Danimals Baseball name. It's really given us an identity, and we're really fortunate to have Jarin's talents. Because some folks are trying to pull you away from us, but we're gonna keep you on contract for a little longer. We don't get paid here; we just act like we do. But anyway, not yet. Wanting to get into Jarin's playing history because that's what we like to do on this podcast. Jarin mentions that he grew up playing Manoa baseball.
Yes.
Also, East Side baseball. Can you talk us through your youth baseball ventures, how your upbringing, did you start with dad, and how all that went?
Yeah, I think like many others, I started playing. My dad was the head coach. Started playing in the Manoa League, starting from, I think, probably from Shetland. I was on the Braves.
What'd you say?
What'd you say?
Oh, sorry. We can bleep that out. Shetland.
Jesus.
And
Double down.
I started on the Braves, moved to the Mets, had a
Well, you played
great-
on the Braves when you were 5?
Yeah, actually, Hawaii's small. We know one another. I
So
got an
you
opportunity.
were teammates with Acuna and Freddie Freeman back then?
Yeah. Well, Dansby Swanson, when
So wait, did you take Ozzy Albies spot? Because you're a second baseman, aren't you?
Yeah, he after I broke my ankle, that's when
Gotcha.
he took my place when I was injured. He took advantage of that, and that's how he got
You're
the
welcome,
position.
Ozzy.
You're welcome. So where was I? The Mets. We had an interesting rivalry with the Muneno brothers because Josh Muneno and Jacob Muneno were playing in Manoa as well, but on the Dodgers. And I remember we had a championship game for Pinto, and we lost to the Dodgers in a really close game. And then for a long time, I had a slight distaste in my mouth for the Muneno brothers.
Did Josh go that whole game?
No, it was
Oh, it's Pinto.
coaches
Okay.
underhanding. Yeah,
I don't know what Pinto
Well,
is.
if you can't hit an underhand pitch by your coach, what are you doing?
and I think it was like Danimals, like you bat everyone, and outfield that you have like 13 guys or something.
How do you lose that game?
Well, somebody's got to win, right?
The other team has their coach pitching to them too, Ryan.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was Bill or not, but let's just say it was. Bill
I
had
feel
a
like
cannon.
Bill would just plunk Josh and Jake all the time.
Bill would be the coach.
Dude,
that
Uncle Bill would throw
overhand.
overhand to
Yeah,
Josh,
yeah.
like fastball outside corner, hit it.
He would throw it overhand when everybody else is getting underhand. That's what Uncle Bill would do. We went there. Was on a couple of all-star teams, and that's where I met Kyle Abe, our dear friend.
What's up, Kyle?
Oh,
We
Hi,
can
Kyle.
bleep that out. Please bleep
No.
that
Miss you,
out.
Kyle.
nope.
Please bleep that out.
So that's when Kyle and I knew each other. A couple years later, we would end up playing on Marino together. But I switched over to the Mariners, and also another interesting story. That's where I played with Cameron Oshiro, who is now joined the Danimals baseball team for this season. So
Small world, huh?
small world, Manoa baseball. You meet a lot of guys. At some point, I played against Matt Wong, who's now playing D1 baseball at Hawaii.
And his brother plays for the Danimals.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Small world. But as Ryan mentioned, I ended up playing with this more of like a club team called Eastside Baseball. That team ended up going up to the Cal Ripken World Series in Maryland in 2011. Finished in
What age group?
What is 2000, like 12, 11, something like that?
What age group, not what year.
Yeah, 12 or 11 or 13. I don't know.
Oh.
Something.
Well, your 2011 is different from my 2011.
Yeah, I was in high school.
Jarin was about 12 in 2011.
I was in high school already.
Yeah, I think I was like, no, I had got to be like 6th grade or something. So
It's probably like
10.
12 you. 10.
10.
Okay.
Yeah. So did that, came in second place, and that second place in the American division. There was a international division that how
The international teams play in.
they play the winner of the United States team.
Mm.
So we were second place in that. So that's where I know Ryan Yamashiro, who's also playing on the Danimals this year. And one great story that I have while playing with Eastside is we had one tournament in Temecula, California. I can't remember what the tournament name was. I was trying to find that answer before the podcast, but we had a team of 9, so we played 9 on the field. Played 7 games in 3 days.
Jeez.
And we went 7 for 7 and won the tournament. And that was, I think, one of my highlights of, my baseball career in total. I think I hit for the cycle one game, in like the semifinals, which is just, thank you very much. I think the only time that I've done that. I didn't hit it over the fence for the home run. It was an inside the park home run. But yeah.
If I ever hit for the cycle, I can't imagine my life. I don't know what I would do. That's
It'd probably be the same.
Yeah.
I'm
Big picture,
being
Ryan.
like exaggerating, you know what I mean? But like, I've never hit a ball over the fence.
Yeah, no power.
Yeah,
But-
we're nubs here
You and I are
No
like-
upper body
have
strength.
you hit an inside the park home run?
Speak for yourself, dude.
in softball.
That doesn't count. Like baseball?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
So you've never
Ryan's never hit a homer.
ran around the bases?
I have ran around the
in-
bases,
in-
but not in,
in
one go.
play, in one play. You've
Nope.
never had to do that.
Nope.
That's actually, I think that's really interesting. Have
It's
you guys
kinda
hit a-
depressing.
I know you've hit a home run. Landon?
I did.
Fuck.
Oh, okay, let's put a bet here then. Ass tap for
It was intermediate, and it was that small field at Corp.
Still counts.
Over the fence?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Low-key, like,
Come on, Ryan.
I mean, dude, right field's like 275 at that park.
you were what, intermediate school?
Yeah, gotta be.
I was a freshman. I didn't make the varsity team.
Let's move on. I don't like talking about this.
But anyway, yeah.
This
What's
makes
next?
me depressed. Well,
Ryan's the Tyler Wade of our team.
David Fletcher. Only singles, and if it gets placed well, it's a double. Well, you come to Marino, right? Fuck off, guys. I don't want to do this anymore. Landon hit a home run before me. Oh, shit. Okay. Well, Jarin came to Marino in the 4th grade, right?
Yes,
4th grade to Marino, where you played some soccer.
I did. I played Pac-5 soccer because Marino didn't have its own team. I think there were maybe 6 guys from Marino. The rest were sourced from
Why did
other
you play
schools.
soccer?
Well, I was relatively fast at the time compared to everybody else. My footwork lacked definitely, but I could.
Hence the broken ankle.
No,
But
I could most often beat out guys to the ball, which I mean, yeah. The only reason why I played soccer, I can't even do the rainbow still, like, the ball where you flip it and kick it over your head. Yeah, I can't do that. Well, I can do it. I can get it off the ground, but I can't
well,
do
we
that.
certainly can't do that now.
No, I can't do that now. But imagine if I'm playing soccer right now, how far that ball would go with this thing on. This thing weighs an extra like 10 pounds.
Das Boot. Das Boot. Well, okay, so you play soccer and kind of at the same time playing baseball for East Siders, and then you get to like 8th grade, 7th, 8th grade year of Marino, where you start to get into the school ball, intermediate, and we had at that time only a varsity and an intermediate team at Marino. So in the 7th, 8th grade, you're playing intermediate. In 9th grade, you have an opportunity to come up to the varsity or kind of stay down at intermediate. And Jarin nicely put when he was a freshman, our first interaction as when I was a senior and you were a freshman, and I stuffed you in a trash can. The reenactment is coming soon. But that was kind of your intermediate days, and then you kind of got pulled up to varsity later in that season. You go on to win 3 state championships, right? In 2013, 14, and 15. You're the only one here who has 3 rings. You're the only one here that has a potentially game-winning error on the stat sheet.
Game extending error.
Game extending error. It would have won the game if you made the play, but you didn't make the play. Game got extended, but we still ended up winning.
Imagine your last out could have been on replay all around the state.
Yep.
How do you feel about that?
It is around on the state, or whenever people replay the game now, they have to watch that before they get to the good part. So it's always on my mind. I think whenever people bring up that state tournament, and that's the one state tournament that I played in like consistently, and I had a good hand in throughout.
You were the
season.
starting second baseman that year.
Yeah. Previously, like I think 2015 or 14, I mean, I was playing here and there. I was filling in for people in the outfield when certain people would pitch. So, like I really enjoy winning in 2015 because it really felt like I played a bigger role in it. The year that when you were here, Ryan, 2013, I basically pinch ran once, got my picture in the newspaper, and I got a ring for it. And then, so yeah, I would like to consider that 2015 year like a highlight year, but I can never get past the whole error because...
Talk me through it. 2 outs, bottom of the 7th, up 4 runs.
I really don't want to.
Right?
2 run, or what did you say?
Up 4 runs,
Up
right?
4 runs. So here's my thing, right?
Josh
So
gave it like 1 hit to that point.
JR was pitching at that point. I don't know when he came in, but I put on my glasses. It were these red prism glasses, and I always had this superstition that whenever I put them on, like just bad things would happen.
Then why'd you put it on?
I wanted to look cool, right? I felt like we had a good cushion, and also the sun was glaring.
You did.
It was glaring right through that middle section of the less, so that was right in my face, and I was like, all right, if I put these on, it'll help a little bit. I'll look cool on TV, and the ball was hit, and it just took the worst hop, man. I mean, like that turf at less.
So unkept,
No.
uneven, unsuspecting hops and bounces.
You can't make mistakes for that, right? I just didn't react to the ball at all. Like, I don't think my feet moved at all. So I had an in-between hop. It was just the hop that I was given by not moving. I could have took a step back, or I could have charged it and got the bigger hop before that. I didn't. And I got cuffed, right? The ball just cuffed me.
Let the ball play you.
Went into the outfield. I think Kaliko Thomas was out there. He was like, don't worry about it. Next play. I'm like, God damn it. That's going to be on TV, man.
I think also Felipe Ojastro, who was commentating that game, mentioned something like, "Oh, the jitters got him." You know, the people around in the crowd all can sense that last out being made, and sometimes you just get a little get too wrapped up in the moment?
You do. You have to admit that was probably part of it, but just probably was the glasses and the turf. Those two things, just the things that I couldn't control.
Well, we go on to win that game, so state champion nonetheless. But it is kind of fun to poke fun at that E4 every once in a while.
Right.
Yeah.
I never made any errors playing in a state tournament.
Why is that?
You know why.
Why is that?
Same here, bro.
Like we said earlier, your boy didn't get a whole lot of playing time, but that's okay.
Your ACL made an error.
And you're in. So contributing, it still feels good to win it, even if
How's
you
your
don't
ankle?
contribute.
What side are you on?
Anybody can get it right
Hey,
now.
Jarin, what I can do? I can stand. I can put weight on both of my feet.
Can you do the gritty?
Can you?
No.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, take it easy.
The other one's about to go.
Yeah, that's what we don't need.
All right, so you finish up Marino as a 3-time state champ.
Yeah.
You go on to head over to Willamette University in Willamette, Oregon.
Right where I got cut.
Well, I was gonna bring that up.
Yeah, but I had to say it so I could keep some of my pride.
Wait, you tried? I didn't even know you tried out.
So I did. I like spent the summer not practicing, not even touching a baseball. Tried to go up and just, try out. I tried my best, and I couldn't hit for. My defense was okay.
pitching for 3 months, Jarin.
Yeah, I did hit a ball off the wall against the head coach, but he was throwing pus. So, but yeah, that was pretty much my highlight. And then I got cut from there, and I had a great intramural career in college. I won intramural dodgeball as a freshman, right?
No injuries to the knees.
No injuries there. Oh, here's the thing though. Okay, so I won flag football.
jeez.
I won flag football my freshman year. My junior year, I sprained my ankle playing flag football.
Same one.
I can't remember. I've sprained my ankle like so many times, and I think it's both of them are pretty shot. But this one, I was literally putting people like on the floor. I was juking so hard. I was spinning. It was like I had jukebox.
I feel like
on.
the three of us are having a hard time believing you right now.
No, I'm serious. I was putting people on the floor, and this one time I just tried to cut too abruptly. My cleat got stuck. I was actually wearing turf shoes, so I bought turf shoes for these. My foot got stuck and my ankle rolled, and it was a similar situation. I was like, I can't walk. But I crawled into the end zone and I scored the touchdown.
You gotta admire the commitment, man.
I guess so.
We went on to lose that
How did they
game.
not just touch you when you were down?
I told you they were on the ground.
Yeah, I don't believe them.
Well, at Willamette, I think Willamette kind of started your media production career. Jarin went on to host his own radio show at Willamette. I don't know.
Did you ever listen to that?
It was like what Finesse and Fuego, brought to you by Jarin Kobashigawa. It was like ran at 10 p.m. at night or something.
Yeah.
So no one listened to it really. It was just Jarin talking to nobody over the radio.
I thought so. It was called Finesse and Fuego. I thought it was the coolest name ever. I had a logo that got drawn up. I had guests on. It was pretty much like a podcast, except I would play music instead, and I didn't really talk. So, but my parents would listen. I had friends listen every so often. Again, it was at 10 p.m. I believe. So, who's listening? No one, unless I tell them to. But it was just fun. You just talk to nobody, and then you pretend like people are listening.
That's what we're doing now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey, late night drive, someone's flipping through the radio stations and maybe they come across Finesse and Fuego.
And Taylor Swift is playing. A banger. I love playing Taylor Swift.
Well,
So Fuego.
That's the next sticker right there. Finesse and Fuego with your picture.
I don't want that.
Hey, I didn't want the Higa hacks. Eat it. Too bad.
Jarin makes the sticker.
Andrew, if you're watching this, we need a Finesse and Fuego with Jarin smiling.
You're the one that ate it at the state tournament.
You ate one off your chest.
Anyways.
You ate one to the head.
Anyway.
This is turning into a roast of everybody.
Yeah,
Can
huh?
we joke about
It's-
that? Is that okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. That's
Anyway,
insane.
at Willamette University, your media career.
Yeah.
I want to bring up a few things because I think Jarin started vlogging during that time, and if you look deep into the depths of YouTube, you can find Jarin's vlogs available to like.
Is it?
Yeah,
I
it might
tried
not
to
be.
put it on private.
Yeah, I've stumbled across a few.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that turned into a little bit of better production. Jarin went on to do a feature for Willamette University called Larry the Duck. Go ahead and check that video out on YouTube.
I actually love that video.
It's Jarin in a duck costume, kind of walking around Willamette's campus. And then I think a couple summers later, you had me featured in one of your productions that you put together a little music video.
Oh yeah.
I was on with Megan.
That
Yeah.
one was a fun one. It's called Love Me Back. And it was this concept that I had. I just wanted to do something a little bit more artistic. Called up my buddy Ryan. Called up the only other girl person that I probably knew at the time. Or,
Girl person.
you know.
You can
like-
call Megan a friend.
okay, friend.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ, dude.
Okay. But
Hey
like,
Megs, if you're watching.
so we called her up and we wanted to do this video. And we just had a couple of days together that we just, bought Pokeballs. We went to the mall. We went to get shave ice, and we just filmed B-roll, and that's what the whole video was. But it was a ton of fun for me.
I think that really set off your media content production. What do we do when the camera cuts out?
I don't know.
Jarin needs a raise so we can afford better equipment. We're going to cut to a break and pick up our conversation on the other side of Under the Lights presented by Danimals Baseball, where we continue the talk about the man behind the camera, Mr. Jarin Kobashigawa. Stay tuned.
Thank you again for you guys' patience. There's a flamingo trying to operate the camera room today, so that's why things may be off. So thank you guys, and we'll be back.
Oh, you're the flamingo because you can only go on one foot.
This podcast is going to get like 3 views.
That's fine.
And there's the 3 of us here. This episode of Under the Lights presented by Danimals Baseball is brought to you by Aloha Caps and Aloha Mitts. For the baseball gear you want and need, handled and delivered to you with Aloha. Aloha Caps and Aloha Mitts, founded by Everett Lau, a Division 1 infielder, and Emerson Lau, the business and digitally savvy brother, aim to bring you high-quality hats and mitts to the islands of Hawaii. With sizes between 7 1/4 and 7 1/2,
Size matters.
Aloha Caps delivers exceptional quality caps that have been protected from environmental and external exposures. You can find them on Instagram at Aloha_caps and Aloha Mitts. DM for any inquiries or purchase information.
Thank you, Aloha Caps and Aloha Mitts, for sponsoring this episode of Under the Lights presented by Danimals Baseball. Stock some Angels gear. Let's go Angels, 2022 World Series champs.
Chee! Let's expand those sizes, boys. Big heads matter too.
Big heads matter.
We just want to give a quick shout out to Barber Fit Hawaii and Barber Kex. Mahalo for sponsoring Under the Lights presented by Danimals Baseball. We know from experience that Barber Kex has some magical hands and does some really great things with the clippers. Brandon, that's where he goes to get his haircut. But we are excited to announce that Barber Kex is launching his own pomade, and Ryan and I have actually had the chance to test it out, and I like it. What do you think?
Honestly, love the product. Nice smelling. I'm wearing it now under the hat. But
We had to rock the hats.
yeah, I
but,
have to rock the hats for the podcast, but I've been wearing it every day to work and gives some good compliments.
It's great pomade, great product. It'll hold throughout the day, and it'll last you throughout the night. So go check it out. You can find them on Instagram at BarberFit Hawaii and Barber Kex. Thank you for sponsoring Under the Lights presented by Danimals Baseball.
Why didn't you put that? Trust us, when you're under the lights, you don't want flaccid hair. Did you put that in? And welcome back, folks, to Under the Lights presented by Danimals Baseball. We appreciate your patience. We do have our chief media officer on one leg today. The equipment is not up to par. We have not charged the batteries to a degree that we feel comfortable with. And, thanks for rolling with the punches. If you're staying with us for this long, We appreciate you.
If I think a token of our gratitude, we're gonna play Landon's falling at the state tournament twice right now, just to appease our audience. So here it is.
Well, in the spirit of roasting everybody, and I will get into a little bit of the media stuff here in a bit, but in the spirit of roasting everybody, there was a moment in Jarin's career that I do want to spend some time on. It was Jarin's first softball outing
What?
ever. As we grow older, we make the transition from competitive baseball to, adult baseball. Some of us go on to play softball and golf. Jarin was asked by a friend of ours, Chase, to participate in a softball tournament for his company, slow pitch, and Jarin promptly struck out every at-bat in 3 games,
I think it was
2 or 3 games.
the bat. No, 1 game. I don't think I made it the second game.
Yeah.
I either left because of embarrassment or I had left because of a prior engagement. But the bad thing was that I was asked to come in Ryan and I were asked to come in as almost like a ringer, right? You bring baseball guys into softball. It's like, oh, yeah, they should function well or at least be able to, do something productive. And that being my first time playing softball, slow pitch, I could not get a hang of hitting the ball coming downwards like this at like 10 miles an hour. And I'm sad to say that I hat-tricked that game. I struck out 3 times. And granted, you only get 2 strikes, and if you hit a foul ball on the third strike, you're out. But I don't think I did that. I think I legit swung and missed like 6 times. So
Suffice it to say that
thanks for bringing that up. I love that story.
Memorial Day is approaching us, and Costco will have their Memorial Day tournament.
Oh,
again.
that's why you're bringing it up.
And Chase let me know that he invited me out to come participate, but you were
not
left
Jarin.
off the list
because
of
of my
invitation.
ankle, I can't play.
Yeah, because of your ankle.
They said you can invite that one friend that did good, but that guy who struck out, no, that's
Mark my words. 1 year from now, full recovery with my ankle. I'm coming back out to that softball tournament, and I'm gonna hit a home run.
redemption.
Yeah,
Jarin
I'm
has
gonna
turned
redeem
around
myself.
his
It's a bold
softball
statement.
career to be fairly productive in our Okinawan league. So
Thank you.
He's
Thank
not
you.
all strikeouts and hat tricks.
No,
Yeah.
that was just a bad day for me. Just, lacing up for the first time. Just was trying to get a hang of it. Couldn't quite figure it out that game, but I figured it out eventually.
Yeah. Well, we'll get off this little tangent here and go back to what we were mentioning earlier in the podcast about Jarin kind of coming into his own as a media producer, content producer, getting his start at Willamette, and then kind of going from there. Danimals 2021 summer kind of takes off, right? We have some viral clips that went on TikTok. Our Instagram page is getting a lot of views. We're putting together these crafty videos of highlights and interviews and all this kind of stuff. What was that inspiration behind, getting that started?
I mean, honestly, probably I just saw an opportunity. I feel like I was jobless at the time, so wasn't really doing anything, but I creating videos and just putting together edits, that's been my pastime. So I figured come out, do the same for Danimals Baseball. You have a baseball team full of fun guys, great entertainers, and why not just grab a little clips and just put it online. So that was like the first game at Alawai. I still remember B-Rob was doing this little this head thing, and that was like, oh, I like that. And I had Kill hyped up. I was like, oh, I like that. A couple clips of guys just hitting the ball. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. I put a Jack Harlow song behind that. Put just a nice good tempo song, and it's a fun video to watch. For me, it's a fun process to go through, to sort through all the clips, find the highlights or the things that are funny, and then just put it in a a format that people can enjoy. Sit down and watch a video. So yeah.
When you put that first video together, did you imagine Danimals Baseball, the media content that came after that? Did you imagine that it would grow to this level of production?
I had an idea. So, I mean, when I had the thought to bring out my camera, I knew that it was gonna surpass anything that we ever did before, like on our iPhones, right? Yeah,
you mean the photos with Meme Maker?
pretty much, yeah. The meme maker like posts and the stories on our Instagram, like those were entertaining. The quality was lower, and you would lose like the ability to rewatch it because it's a story. It doesn't stay on forever. The longevity of the videos that you can still scroll to the bottom of our page and find those videos. You can go on our YouTube and find it. But what I didn't ever think about was like as each video went on, I would try like a new thing, right? I didn't want every single video to be the same. Like, of course, you would have highlight clips put to a song, and you would have a post-game interview and some funny moments. But I didn't want every video to feel the same. So there will always be something else that I would try and do, like a small twist to the edit, or try a different genre of song or something like that.
Or Hawaii 5-0.
Hawaii 5-0.
I love that that video. That was funny.
That was like a low quality edit that the concept of it was more funny than it being an actual like good video. Like the fact that we had cutouts, right? It's like, how can you not take
And
advantage?
you had like the video or like the scene when he had Cole's face cut out and on the on the little girl.
It's like, how can you not take advantage of this whole theme? Like that was the Hawaii 5-0 game, right? You have other games like the Halloween game,
Christmas game.
4th of July game. Just take advantage of what the boys are doing and play off of that, and that's really fun.
Well, aside from all of the media accolades, and we do really appreciate you for putting this all together, Danimals Baseball does not get the attention that it gets without Jarin and his efforts and the countless hours of unpaid editing and putting everything together. It does not go understated that we appreciate you very much. But Jarin did also have some pretty nice highlights over the past summer season and fall season of 2021. For instance, Jarin was mic'd up for an opposing team.
Oh,
New News home runs.
Oh no! Oh my God!
Remember when he was mic'd up and hit the double?
And he was also mic'd up, got an RBI base hit, and kind of scrambled to second. That was a pretty good clip that I think we can drop in here.
Sorry, I got the mic dirty.
I'm sorry I got the mic dirty.
Jarin went the biggest and boldest at the Halloween game.
Yes.
And if you ever get a chance to watch that video, Jarin pulls out an inflatable dragon costume, goes up to bat with it, finds his way on base somehow. I don't know how, as a pitcher, how do you not strike that person out, right? It's
Pretty embarrassing.
pretty
if you ask
crazy.
me.
Was double the size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you not throw one at his like?
At his wing? What?
Yeah, at his dragon head.
I was trying to say parallel, so I was probably poking the catcher right now.
But that's an all-time classic. I love the clip where you are stealing second base.
Dude, I thought I was going to get heat stroke and die at second. After I had to run, I was huffing and puffing, and the fan, I thought that would keep me
No
cool.
air.
It's just
pumping out
hot air.
Yeah, it was just pumping out hot air. And the scariest thing, I think I was coming in from... I might have been coming in from that when I was on base, when I was on second. And as I was coming in, I think I yanked the zipper, and the zipper came off.
Oh, got stuck.
So it got stuck.
I remember that. Yeah.
I was like, holy...
Get me out of here.
I'm dead. I'm
Like
dead.
right field after.
And then I just broke it, and then we had to repair it afterwards. But I was like, oh god, this is like, I saw like a video of like this guy dressing up as Spider-Man. His friend was zipping him up, and as he got to his head, the zipper just came right off, and the guy was holding the zipper. I was like, oh, I'm stuck in here, and I'm gonna die of heat stroke.
That was a hot day too, dude.
Well, we appreciate your
Goalies.
commitment to the bit because I think that was an all-time great of Danimals content.
I don't know how we top that next year.
Yeah.
I gotta bring it back.
I think that might be an annual appearance.
And I will say, Larry the Duck made an appearance, and Larry the Duck that day was played by Landon Higa.
What about Blitz the Bearcat?
Nope, who's that?
We'll get into that later.
Why don't we get into that now?
Oh, here we go.
Who is Blitz the Bearcat?
So Willamette University's mascot is Blitz the Bearcat.
But why would you be Blitz the Bearcat, Jarin?
I never said that.
But why would Ryan ask you which one's better? Because you were Larry the Duck, so that must mean you must have experience being.
You just tanked our first rapid fire question.
Because Blitz had a crush on Larry, and there was a whole, the way that we broke up.
Jarin's first job, paid job at Willamette University was to be the mascot.
Paid job ever.
At Willamette, as Blitz the Bearcat, went out to all the football games, basketball games, any games that you found Blitz the Bearcat. Jarin was behind the mask.
How many people knew it was you?
At the time, it was family and a couple of friends because
that is not something you want to publicize.
Yeah,
I feel
no, not at all. Like, 100% the reason why I stopped was that I didn't want people to know, because like that's the most embarrassing thing you could ever do. I did it because I thought it was funny, but I have a couple of funny stories if we have time.
Sure.
The what's it called, like the tryouts or the
you had to try out to be the mascot.
Just the most like what is the word, like not inhumane, just like I've just emasculating. I just felt so low. I literally had to. I put on the costume or the outfit, and I was literally forced to do like
dances
one of those.
And stuff?
Yeah, actually, yes, dances. It felt like I was going through a little like doggy, like obstacle course, like hopping over like weaving through cones, hopping over these little bar things. I had to do a hula hoop. Oh my god, that was the lowest of the low. I was like hula hooping in the outfit, literally thinking to myself, why? Why? The person who was watching my audition was playing a bunch of like, songs classic songs that you would hear at a basketball game or a football game or whatever, and I had to improvise a dance to that. And I can't lie, I hit the whip a couple of times, and I also did the nay. We have a good clip of Landon hitting the nay.
Oh yes, we do.
I don't even remember that. Oh, I thought you meant at a game. I was like, I don't think we did that at a game.
No, but so the tough part about the job, it's hard to keep a low profile on it because you got to take the costume from point A to B, and you're literally carrying around a costume-sized bag. It's bigger than a suitcase, about 2 times.
Yeah, you can't just sneak that back into your dorm room, huh?
Nope. It's like, what is in that bag? Like, people are asking you because it's like so, like, out of the ordinary, and you just have to like make up a story. I'm like, I'm doing laundry, and I'm just walking from my dorm to the cafeteria to do
with my laundry.
Like, it's like, what else would be in that bag? Like
tuba.
Yeah, I guess tuba. We didn't have a band though, so it's like, yeah, I'm just going to my jazz group down the street over there. But yeah, it was just so hard to keep a secret. I think I was doing Blitz for maybe a month or 2, and I stopped after that.
Well, we've come a long way, Jarin. All the way from Blitz the Bearcat to
Danny the Danimal.
Danny the Danimal to now producing content, and we're so happy to have you. We're going to go into a recurring segment we have here on Under the Lights presented by Danimals Baseball. This is Rapid Fire with Jarin Kobashigawa. I'm going to hand over the list to Brandon Roberts, who's going to be hosting this segment of Under the Lights presented by Danimals Baseball. This is Rapid Fire. Brandon, take it away.
Well, Landon ruined the first one. We're still going to ask. Who's the better mascot, Blitz the Bearcat or Larry the Duck?
Larry the Duck.
Okay. Is there a reason or no?
Blitz couldn't talk, so it was hard not to.
Could Larry talk?
Larry could say, I'm Larry. I am Larry.
Do you have any baby ducklings?
Yeah, I have 3.
What's their names?
Larry. Man, a few words. A duck, a few words.
So he was the Groot of
Yes.
Mascots.
Yes.
All
Okay.
right, second question. Who's the worst person on the team to mic up?
Reggie. I'm sorry, Reggie. I don't think you said anything
he
funny
doesn't-
that day.
Reggie doesn't say anything. Period.
Yeah.
He thanked me for throwing somebody out. That's all. He's like, oh shit, thank you.
No, I think after every pitch he threw, he'd be like, oh.
I can't throw a fastball.
Ugh. He would just grunt. He would make noises, and that was it. Sorry, Reggie.
All right. What sport or team do you like covering the most?
I feel like Danimals is the...
Aside from Danimals.
Yeah, so, probably like...
probably
probably
like
like
a trap question.
Probably like baseball, UH baseball. Love being at the Les. A lot of great fans there. And this year, was a special year because I knew a lot of the guys on the team. So it felt like I was, I was there for work and then also for pleasure.
I would have said like volleyball or something.
Yeah, men's volleyball just won this year. They won the NCAA tournament back-to-back. First time in UH history. They had a great parade downtown. I saw your dad over there, Ryan. It was good fun.
Uncle Russ.
You can also mention that I threw out the
Next
first pitch
question?
at the UH game.
Yeah, that was whatever. That was
All
a great
right.
podcast.
Check out that video on our YouTube and Instagram page.
Jaelin is known as the Danimals chief of snacks, right? So what's your favorite Jaelin made snack?
Oh, good question.
Better have an answer to this.
Yeah, I do. She made these really good. Well, okay, the snack that she brought to the game, probably the Snickerdoodle.
Yeah.
Is it the cookies? Oh wait,
She made muffins and cookies, so
I remember
two
those
different
cookies
ones.
that one time or so.
I'm more of a fan of the cookies. I know Ryan was a pretty big fan of the cupcakes.
There's
But
like the Snickerdoodle muffin thing.
if we ever have a Danimals potluck, like you gotta ask her, request the peach cobbler, because I think I made it for you guys once. It came out maybe not the way that I wanted to, but after she made that for me, that's by far my favorite dessert. I'm not even a peach fan. It was just so good that I wanted to make it for you guys, but I didn't do it justice. What was that?
It's a very southern dessert.
Peach cobbler?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the bomb diggity. Because I said bomb diggity?
Yes.
Oh.
We love you, Jaelin.
All right. As the chief media officer, who would you say is the Danimals' biggest fan?
Yes.
Not Jaelin.
Not Jaelin. I gotta shout out this one big fan, my dad. He's the number one fan of Danimals Baseball.
He really is.
Not my mom.
Wow.
No.
Hammering down on that.
My mom, this is for you. My mom wakes up at like 4:30 in the morning every day. On Thursday mornings, she has to be the first person to watch it. Or, okay, I'm not even going to get into you.
Besides
Because
me.
Brandon stays up until 12. My mom wakes up at 4:30, puts it on the TV, and exercises it to it. She then goes to work and, does her own thing. She comes back home, and then she watches it again. So she's giving us at least 2 views. And I know for a fact that she watched the Keola Hyman one through the entire thing at least 3 or 4 times. She's always like coming to me with ideas, so like new video ideas, what I should do. She oftentimes will help me by reviewing the video first before it gets posted. So she'll help me catch some stuff, and it's always nice to get a second pair of eyes on it before you actually post it, because there's some stuff you never catch. But
So we got an editor.
my mom is a big fan, and she will go out of her way to support the Danimals. She's probably one of the more consistent people at our game. She's always
I
there.
think the
with my
Kobashigawa
grandparents.
family in general
Yeah.
are
Right
probably
behind home
our
plate every time.
our biggest fans. We
Yeah.
get the whole family comes out. It's a family affair, and we enjoy having you folks out. Take this time to shout them out because we love your support. We love seeing you every day at our games, and thanks for commenting on our.
Can you do the
Because
line?
we do it for our fans.
Wow, chills down my spine.
All right.
Well, that does it for rapid fire, and you didn't do too bad. You didn't bury yourself under a hole that Jaelin couldn't cook or anything.
No,
Last
no.
rapid fire question: Jaja or Devin in media members?
I have to answer that? What do you mean, Jaja or Devin?
Whose videos are gonna be better?
Throw down the gauntlet right now.
Mine.
I want you to.
Well, you can't really say the other person, I guess.
I could.
You gotta Jarin takes pride in his work.
Oh, I thought you were the humble guy.
No. I am. I'm the honest guy.
He didn't become the chief
okay?
media
Listen,
officer
okay,
by
Devin,
accident, right?
Devin, I'm not trying to be harsh, but I just think, I come in with more experience around sports.
Well, you have
Devin-
to make this hostile.
Devin, no. So Devin is no stranger to making content. That's super obvious. You can tell. Like I know he uses Final Cut Pro. He has a drone. He gets the shots that he needs. However, I have a season under my belt. I have a year. I have summer season, fall season.
I mean, you
under my
do this
belt.
professionally. You get paid
I
to shoot
practice.
sports.
I have,
yes.
I have the means to. I have means and reason to think that I will put out good content.
And we can't wait.
Thank you.
I like that, Jarin. You taste yourself a little bit sometimes.
Yeah. Thank you, Landon. Thank you.
I'm going to be portrayed as the humble guy in this podcast. Well,
That was the pre-show meeting.
That'll wrap us up for rapid fire questions. I just want to take an opportunity to give you the chance to mention any closing remarks, anything you wanted to chat about before we take it out.
Yeah, I will say, I want to thank the Danimals, the brothers out there, teammates. I want to thank the Danimals fans because we wouldn't be doing this without you. I mean, we could be, but we thank you guys.
It's way much more meaningful to us that we have folks that love to interact with us and follow us and stuff. Well, from the Danimals, and I'm going to speak on behalf of all of us here, we're happy that you were able to capture us as kind of your first opportunity in pursuing content production in the sports industry. We like to say that we had a little piece in your journey as a professional. And, we're very thankful that you're out there all the time getting us in action, because if no one posted this online, I don't think anyone would believe me that I was an actual athlete. So, no, but, this really goes beyond anything that we've ever said. How many times we said thank you. Jarin puts in so much work behind the scenes that is not appreciated enough. So hats off. We appreciate it. We can't wait to see what we have in store for the new season. We're very excited. This will get released kind of a week or two into the season, so we'll have some interesting updates from then. We look forward to having a lot more fun videos online. Check out the most recent one, which was a awesome, legendary narration voiceover by Landon Higa, Tom Verducci style. Welcome back, Summer Baseball. And thank you very much, Jarin.
Yeah, thank you guys. And, again, I was super surprised when you guys asked me to do this episode. I was, really humbled because you guys thought about me. And, just thank you guys.
We had to get somebody to bring the cameras.
Yeah, I understand.
Thank you so much for tuning in, folks. This has been Under the Lights presented by Danimals Baseball. We are out. Go Danimals.
Thanks for listening.
Jar Jar.